So now everybody, we're gonna looking for the knee on belly. When the person got the knee on belly, and then we gotta get out. All right. So the knee on belly we can combine with. I always combine my knee on belly escapes with my my side control escapes. All right. From the knee on belly, I try to get some reactions that guide me, that pull me through my side controls escapes. Okay. But before we do that, we gotta make sure we don't give up more. What I mean give up more, you don't give the mount, you don't give up an arm bar, you don't give up your neck, you don't give up your back, all right, and stuff like that. Okay, so we gotta be very safe in that position. It's a very sensitive position. If you open up too much, you can start giving up underhooks. You can start giving up all those things that I said before, that I mentioned before. Okay, so in this scenario over here, Marcos got the knee on belly over here. Yes. Okay. So another thing that I believe as well, and no gi, the person doesn't have that much tension on me anymore. Because if it was with the gi, he can grab the lapel, he can grab my pants, and he can really keep a lot of pressure on me. All right. Things that I gotta worry here. I don't want to turn into Marcos. Maybe I can start giving the underhook. And they can go for armbar or whatever, So from here, I like to use this hand as a block on his hip. Same concept kind of with the side control. I use the same concept with the side control. So, and be really aware with this grip. I don't want to keep this arm sinking there. He can just pull my elbow and then armbar me here. Boom. Okay, so keep this elbow bent, just a block. Again, my whole body against Marcos. All right, it's not just my arms. Okay, what I like to do over here, every time Marcos start moving, start trying to get something, I follow him towards the same way. Okay, and now I block the hip on this side. Why? So he can also start to go to north-south, maybe. Boom, I can block. And look, I'm getting myself away from him. Okay, now we're going to start getting out. Again, I'm going to guide Marcos from the knee on belly to side control. But from there, look, I'm not giving him underhook. Okay, I don't want to get stuck in a side control again with the underhook and maybe head control. Right? So from here, let me turn on so they can see. So here, yes. So from here, this hand, keep it tucked. I don't want to give another hook from Marcos. Yes, boom, stay tight. Now, this arm, I'm going to block his shin over here. I'm doing an L, and I'm blocking his shin. Boom, his foot. Right, now every time Marcos starts to grab my head and move, every time I'm hip escaping, he's not going to be able to follow me. All right, so Marcos is going to try following. Look, he can't. He's dropped that knee on the mat. You guys can see now, look, he doesn't have underhook. From here, if he lands with that much open, I can go with the underhook. If I feel he lands a little closer, I cannot get that arm inside. Look, I have this frame. From this frame, I block the biceps. Right? Now Marcos probably going to try to follow me. Hip escape, build your frame again. And then we can go for the same escapes that we did from side control. Okay, so again, all those leverages that we're doing are really important, everybody. Really important. Leverages, frames. Those frames are leverages. These are helping us. And again, it's not just your arms, not just your hands. It's my whole body working together. And I'm waiting, I'm making reactions for Marcos. Give me something, all right? Open up something, okay? So again, here's an amount, right? So from here, stay tucked, block the hip. All right, look at my arm, tuck. Okay, so from here, right, I gotta find some space. This way. I gotta find some space though, because look, if I try to get my arm here, it's not gonna work. Yes, boom, he's gonna pull, and now like he's gonna start annoying me. So here, look, I move my hip a little bit. Place your arm over there. Before he follow, he close that gap. All right, if he started like a put too much pressure, I bump a little bit. Hip escape. Now look, he dropped. This time, he got my chin. But if you feel you got your chin, you cannot get your arm inside, at least we're blocking the hip. Perfect. I have underhook now. Now I bump Marcos, and then you can come up, go back for half guard, or you can just finish with the single. If you open up the back, we go towards the back door. All right, it's just up to see what kind of reactions the person can give to us. Okay, we're gonna go to the two details that is happening. If he grabbed my head, I bring my frame back to the hip. If I have enough time, I'm pummeling that arm in, blocking him from hugging my head. So let's focus on those two reactions. From here, look, we did everything, block. First one, he's not gonna grab my head. I'm gonna be able to block. Remember, always be ready to build your frames. So move, get him there, pump. Or here, or here. Okay, another one. From here, get that back in. Look, he's gonna grab my head. Bump. Here and here. Or here and here. Okay, slide, go down. Okay, so you guys realize I gotta be able to see what Marcos are giving to me. And as I'm bringing him back to side control, that's the ability we spoke about in the beginning. You got your frames quicker. You are ahead. Now you're ahead. You got your frames. And then you gotta keep moving to get yourself completely out. Okay? So focus on that. You guys see from one to the other, frames brought him back to side control. You ahead of the position because you begin the position. That's why make the escape easier. And you don't give any mistake. You didn't turn your back. You didn't let the person go to north-south. You didn't give up on the hook. You tie, but at the same time you tie and close, you are moving. You're inducing the person to a bad position, a better position to yourself. All right? One position to the other, reconnecting, keeping the person away. And that was making her able to get out from the knee on belly. So now, the person had underhook, had control, and then they went for the knee on belly with the underhook and the head control, okay? Before we go through this, I want to say something that I believe we don't see someone just holding knee on belly and no gi. All right? It's not like the gi when the person can pull your pants, pull your lapel and stay tight and stay stick with you. As long as you don't wait on that position, as long as you don't chill there, the person is not going to be able to hold for long the knee on belly, right? It's a great position. The person plays the knee on their belly. They can't keep holding that. It's not as much as pressure because they can be controlling your upper body, but they are not controlling your lower body. All right. Like, can you lay down, Marcos, please? Like an example, with the gi, what the person would do, the person would have maybe grabbed the strings over here. So now look, they locking your hip, and also they can lock with the shoulder grip over here or something like that. No gi, they don't have that. Okay, thank you, Marcos. So just think like that. As long as you don't wait there too much, as long as you don't open up yourself as much, you shouldn't be able to take that knee off your belly. I'm not saying easy, but you should be able to. Okay, so now Marcos plays the knee on belly on me, and then he got on the hook in head control. Yes. Okay. Again, in a scenario, if I don't want to let him, if I just want to take the knee out of my belly, I could, I believe, by just place that foot on the mat if you want, Mark. Blocking the hip. This hand, I like to keep it tucked. I don't like to place here. I feel I open up way too much, so Marcos now can just drive there and maybe mount me. You know, boom, yes. Okay, so that's why I like to keep it tight. All right, by now, Marcos just plays any on my belly. By now, just hip escape. All right, hip escape. Boom, and try find the ankle. Marcos, please. So from here, look, Marcos apply a lot of pressure on me, block. Hip escape, find that ankle. Keep hip escape, and now look, boom. The knee on the belly is out. The person probably is going to start recover himself. So, boom, now look, we start go back to the side control escapes. This is just a recover, all right? Recover, I mean, from the knee on belly. So the person, if it's a sport, jiu-jitsu, the person doesn't get the point. And the person doesn't get a good control, not a better control, but a control that gives the possibility to the person go for a submission. All right, so as you guys saw, I'm sliding my hip. At the same time, I try to catch that ankle so he doesn't follow me. All right, so now, Marcos is really tight with me. We're here, I block the hip, okay? But in this case, Marcos, I cannot take that. Move a little bit this way so they can see. So I did everything, same thing, block, keep this tight. Don't leave this hanging here. Keep this tight. Now as I found I cannot take this out. Marcos is still following me. All right, so look, as I move, like he's follow. All right, so as I go that way, now I gotta make Marcos lose his balance a little bit. So look, he have no base towards this way, and he's right on my hip. So as I move him here, what he does, he's follow. That's what I want. From here now, no base towards me. I need that momentum. The momentum that Marcos drive into me. Because, move a little bit this way so I get the movement. That's fine. So from here, as I move, Marcos follow. Now, I move him this way. Look, I lock his arm and I come up. Now from here, open and get a good side control or half guard or whatever he gives you. Okay? So, what I'm doing there, I'm getting out from him. I'm taking away the base that he needs to. And he doesn't have nothing to post. Okay? So look, we're going diagonal that way. So from here, I need that reaction for Marcos. Like he's really heavy on me. I'm moving, I found, look, his ankle. No. So now look what I'm doing, everybody. From here, as I'm ready to go, move, I'm getting, look at my legs, this way. And now look, I'm bumping my elbow here. Now from here, if you start trying disconnect, keep it and get a good side control. All right, or finish the pass in here. All right. Action and reaction. I'm moving away. Marcos follow me. When the person follow you, what naturally he's doing? He's throwing his weight at you. Right? They're moving and he's tight. You gotta follow. He's driving. He's getting the weight close to us. That's when I'm getting out and sweeping the person diagonal. Okay? If he's able to pull his arm out, the possibility. Here, I got the hand on his shin, on his ankle. I'm moving. Look, he's following. You guys can see it from here. Well, look, he pulls. Great. Now from here, palming back in, recover. And then you can go for a single leg. If you get in a headlock, this is next position. This next thing that we're going to start working on it. All right, we're going to see late on the DVD headlock escapes. Okay, so make sure on that knee on belly position, guys, see action reaction is really important to be able to finish that position. All right, everybody. So now we're gonna start working some mount escapes. Okay. So about the mount. All right. One thing that I see about mount in no gi. Okay. Same concept again. We can apply on side control. I believe when someone mount on me in no gi, as long as I don't let my arms get collapsed, as long as I don't turn to the sides without some protection, without safe, I will be fine. As long as you keep your shoulders on the mat, and again, do not allowing the person to climb on your chest or something like that, you will be kind like a fine. All right. Again, I'm just saying, if you're able to keep everything controlled, like your arms, all right, they're not turning your shoulders, taking your shoulders out of the mat, because then you give the angles to the person. We take the shoulder out to do escapes, but we gotta make sure we're trapping the person. We're not giving the person ability to get up in our chest and collapse our arms. Okay? First thing, we're gonna see some concept that I apply on the mount. Okay? In order for every escape that I do, that I like to do, things that is really fundamental for me. Things that really help me to get out from a mount position and also keep us safe on the mount. Okay, so Marco's mount on me over here. All right, first thing, of course, like I was talking about the shoulders. All right, I want to make sure my shoulders are on the mat. Okay, like my back is on the mat. Why with no gi? I believe you can be a little more safer without giving that much, because the person doesn't have the sleeve. Like same concept that we spoke about, we can apply the same concept on side control. The person doesn't have collars to try me here. Like example, if I had a collar over here, Marco's gonna start going for my collar. I would have tried get out, and now look, I open my elbow, he can go for arm bar. So they don't have that. It's still really dangerous, everybody. Don't understand me wrong, but I feel it's like a couple last thing for us to worry about. Okay? So, concept that I always want to be here. I want to always keep the person on my hip. So, we apply the same concept from side control. I'm not just using my arms. I'm not just relying on my bridge. It's a whole concept. So, if I'm here, elbows tucked. So, this one, look, Marco's not grabbing my head. All right. So, this, he just got on the mount. Okay. So, first, elbows tucked. My elbows gotta always be tucked. It's okay if you open a little bit. If you open a little bit, the person start go up. Start climb up, Mark. I gotta start frame. Do you guys see that? So you're here, you just got in the mount. So Marco start walking. If I just, yes, look, he's gonna start isolate my arms, and then that can be danger. All right, you can start try to finish me here or something like that. So elbow stuck. Okay? Every time the person start climb up, one forearm is going to go across. Look. Right? The other one, I'm just grabbing my own hand. And then again, I'm not just relying on those frames. Actually, they are really strong because you have one arm completely straight and the other one blocking the person's hip. But I don't want to just rely on that, because even someone heavy, they're just going to start climb up, and then you're going to be in trouble. So every time Marco start climb up, forehead on the mat, and look, you wiggle your shoulders up. Back off your head on the mat and wiggle your shoulders up. So everything to keep the person here. Okay? So those concepts are really important to escape the mount. Like I'm keep Marcos on my hip. Frames. Another thing about this frame. Every time I use the arm across Marco's hip, you guys can see it? I don't get my elbow in. Elbow in, this is not doing anything. So my elbow is blocking his hip so he doesn't go around me. If I start bridge, I'm trapping his hip. He's not allowed to go around me. If I do this in bridge, look, he's just going to go for my back. Okay? So, or arm bar or whatever like that. So make sure your elbow is blocking the person's hip. In case I start to bridge this way, try to go to my back, Marcos, you see my elbow is trapping him. It's a little harder. It's not impossible, but makes it a little harder for the person on top. Okay? So first concept, block everything, elbows tuck, make sure we keep the person on our hips, right? Wiggle your shoulders back and keep the person on your hips over here. Okay? In this situation, the person is not grabbing my head yet. The person just got here. The person's figured out what to do. Keep the person there. All right? And then we're going to looking for another concept. Okay? Again, we apply the purpose why I keep the person on my hips, especially on the mount. Every time the person starts to use their hands to do something on me, I bump the person. So what the person got to do? Hands on the mat. The person start trying to work something, hands on the mat. At the same time, I'm keeping the person on my hip. All right? So this one is one of the concepts that we got to always keep in mind. Safe. Okay? We're safe. We're in a very, very sensitive position. Can get really worse from that. Patience. Keep everything track. Keep the person on your hip. Tuck your shoulders. Keep the person in. Walk the hips. Those things are really, really important. Okay? So now it's 2 working concepts from the mount. So my whole plan about mount escape, all right? It's not just about how the finish, how the outcome. Like, oh, we escape, we out. We gotta really focus on the details. Same thing as side control. Because a lot of things that the person on top, on the mount can do to hold us. All right? So now we're gonna work with the concept. Like first concept, I gotta keep the person on my hip, right? If the person just waiting there, just chill there, it's a pretty easy escape. You know, like let's say beginner escape, you bump the person creates space, you can get out. But let's be honest, that never will happen. Okay, not never, but it's very rare to happen. So what the person top do if the person cannot grab your head, if the person cannot feel stable on top of you, very common, the person start work the hooks on your leg. Couple ways the person can start hooking your legs. The person can hook both. The person can hook one. The person can lock the figure forward. Okay? So we got to be able to deal with all those things. And again, like I mentioned, before, it's not one straight move. It's the ability to go from one to the other in one straight momentum. You got to keep your rhythm. You're not just do one and stop, because the person can just fix that and do it again. And now the person knows what you're looking for. All right? For every escape, everyone, I'm a big believer that the ability to get out comes from the connection, from you not just focusing one thing in order to combine one thing to the other. So those things are really important. Okay? So now we got it here. Okay, so I did everything to keep Marcos right in here on my hip. All right, so he's right on my hip. So what I gotta do now, if he start hooking my leg, yes. So this is the most common way the person hook both feet, and he start keep the hip really heavy on me. Again, my hands constantly tuck, and I keep Marcos on my hip. Because in every moment, if I just pull my hands out, he can just switch from here to here. And this is really bad, everybody. Really, really bad. Okay? So from here, I keep walking the hip. All right? So now I'm going to start work to free the frames. Okay? To start free the hooks. All right? So first hook. A lot of ways we can do to kill and clean these hooks. All right? First one, again, I'm still blocking his hips. I'm worried about, doesn't mean the person get here, he's just gonna chill over here. No, he just tried to stabilize himself. So first one, okay, what we can do, if the person hook is not that tight, you can just stretch your leg. But as you guys can see, look, I'm not just kicking up. I gotta put some weight on Marco's heels with the back of my thigh. So it's really straight down. You guys can see, look, I'm putting weight on his leg, on his heel. If I try to go up, look, it's not gonna happen. I'm pressing here and I'm extending. Keep this heavy first. Now, if I just place my foot back, he's gonna just hook that in. Okay? So what I do, look. One, look, flex your foot. One, heavy. Palm that back in. Right? Sometimes I even hook a little bit, so I just follow better. Right? Now the other side. Okay, again, my arms are always here. I'm keeping Marcos on my hip. Now on the other side, what can I do? I can do the same thing. Flex, straight, stay heavy, pummeling that back in. So now I'm following Marcos' legs. If I don't do that, he's just gonna put it back there. So this one is the first one. Actually, the first one would be both at the same time. Pummeling 1, 2. Okay, but the person is doing a good job. Right? So now from here, 1, 2. Now Marcos realized that and he stretched this one. So now look, it's really tight. I cannot clean this just by stretching. So what I gotta do now, I gotta put more pressure on Marcos' heel. How do we do? My foot is gonna find his heel. Do you guys see that? So now look, from here, I'm stamp on it. Step on it. Go back, Marcos, please. You can kick at the same time. Boom. Now from here, palmly back in. And look, keep track of your partner's foot. Okay? Next one. Marcos doing a really good job. I cannot stretch either. I'm in a bad position. He's doing a really good job, especially if someone have big foot. It's really tough. All right? So now I gotta use some more pressure on his heels. How can we do that? So like I cannot stretch. It's really strong. Walk your heels next to each other. You guys can see that? Don't keep open. Walk them next to each other. So now I'm gonna try peel that out. He's using the hook. So now as I peel, I kick. Clean that. Now go back to the other one. Clear. Boom. And get that back in. And then from here, we're going to see the escapes that we can apply after we have everything placed. Okay? Thank you. So, those are very common. Very simple. All right, with the person hook, I stretch, pound back in. A lot of times we do that, but we forget to keep tracking that here. And then you try bridge. When you bridge, the person hooked the leg. Again, you're like, oh, what I'm doing wrong? That palm is really important. All right, everyone? Sometimes the person just put one hook. You got to be able to clear that hook if he's bothering you. Okay, so it's not just about kick. Again, some people can have a really long leg. Maybe you just by you stretching doesn't bother them at all. That's why when we do, we got to keep heavy. We not do straight because it's nothing lock the person's heel on the mat. Nothing applying pressure. So make that hook pop out. And again, this can is maybe make it easier for your person. You guys should understand. It's the same concept we apply for a De La Riva hook. Okay, so look, when Marcos places a De La Riva hook over here, look, my leg is bending. All right, so every time I stretch, I don't give him the bend that he needs. All right, so same concept. So you kicking the leg, boom. All right, thank you. So same, if that make it easier to you guys to understand what I was doing, you know, so same cause I kick that leg. But not every time the person hook your legs. A lot of times people are more comfortable locking the fika forward. Okay, that's really annoying because the person also pinch their legs together as they're doing that. And now we cannot just extend our legs because he's not hooking your legs anymore. he's kind of trapping our hip. Okay, so what I mean by that is, look, Marcos is here. Now, lock it, right? So now, yes. All right, now I cannot kick. And now his hip is really connect to me. So it's a lot of pressure. Again, my hands not grabbing him. My hands are not on his hip. My hands are blocked. My arms across. I'm blocking here. Remember that. Okay? All right. What are we going to do here? If I feel his legs is too close to my foot, I'm going to start using my feet. So I'm just going to use my feet and start trying to peel that out. You guys can see that? It's a very uncomfortable position, everybody. Who's on top? You're going to feel a lot of pressure in your heels. Oh, they got to open. And again, you guys are going to see the ability to get out. It's the connection after we do this. Okay? So I'm here. I'm blocking Marco's hips. So I'm going to start cleaning that. So look, both feet. All right? You can use one, pommeling that back. Always. Always do that. Okay? Again, that might not take once or twice. Maybe you got to keep insisting, fighting, and then get there. If in the meantime, the person start hook your legs as you take it out. Nice. Now it's time to bow. Do the other one. Go back. It's a fight. And then in the meantime, you're going to start try to work to get out. That I'm going to show you guys. Okay? But now, Marcos did the same thing, but now I cannot get my feet on it. Let's imagine I cannot use my feet. Okay? It's too far. My legs are short, something like that. I'm not flexible enough. So we cannot use our foot, but we're going to use the back of our thigh. Okay? Excuse my words. So, in this scenario, same concept. I want to put as much as pressure on Marco's heels. So that way he cannot feel comfortable as much. So we're using our feet. This time we cannot use our feet to do that. Now we're going to use the back of our thigh. So you want to keep the back of your thigh as heavy as you can, because the back of your thigh, it's what is going to peel that out. All right? So you want to really, again, when you guys doing, and you guys, someone doing you guys going to feel how uncomfortable is that. So Marcos mount on me. Same concept. He'll lock this. Yeah, so now I cannot use my foot. So I'm going to start using the back of my thigh. You guys can see that? So I'm really using the back of my thigh to peel that out. So it's both. Look, it's really annoying, everybody. If you're doing that right, it's really annoying. So you hear, he locks. I cannot use my legs. Look, I'm here. So start peel that out. If you feel this side is not coming out, switch. And then you start pommeling your legs back in. All right. So one more time. Make sure you really, so look, he's locking this one on top. I'm guessing. So I cannot clear here. So you got to find out which one's going to open his heel. You guys saw that? Immediately. Boom. All right. If he does hook my leg over here as I'm coming back, good. Great. I deal with that. And now you keep dealing. And then again, the ability to get out, it's the connection right after. After you clean those hooks, you don't want to stop over there. You want to keep your momentum. You got to keep your rhythm. That's going to make your escape works. Okay? So really focus on those details to clear those hooks. And remember, the whole time I was doing that, you got to keep the person in your hip with your frame. You don't want the person any moment start collapse your arms. All right, everybody. So now we're going to start looking for escapes. Okay? For all those escapes that I'm going to about show you guys, we keep work with those concepts. And again, we combine everything. You got to be able to understand that and feel that. You combine one to the other. If the person do one thing, you clear that and always be ready to deal with the other things that the person can bring it to you. That is make the ability of escaping much easier. All right. Please do not forget about that. That's really important, not just for escapes, for every other position jiu-jitsu. Do not just focus on one thing and forget about the other possibilities that can happen. Okay? So I got on this position over here. So Marcos mounted me. All right? And then I was able to keep him on my hip. Okay? Again, whatever he do here, I'm going to dress. So 1, 2, clean, throw my legs back in. So now look, my legs are in between Marcos' legs. Okay? So now I'm going to start looking to get out. Okay? So one of my favorite escapes over here is start getting for half guard. First, we're going to do without Marcos hugging my head. So just you guys can see. Okay? So as I got on this side, I was able to clear both of my hooks. I keep Marcos on my hip. Look, I'm not doing the position with my head on the mat. I gotta make sure I keep my head tight. Look, my head is a little up. All right, I gotta be a little crunch. So now from here, I'm gonna start to throw my leg on the mat. But as I do this, one thing that I like to do as well, everybody, look, I hook this leg. All right, I like to hook, so I kind of push his leg a little bit out. So now this open. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, as Marcos tried to bring that back, I'm going to hip escape and dig my knee right in here. Again, remember that concept that I was telling you guys about shoulder. I don't want to turn too much. Okay, one thing that I got to make sure, my frame over here always stay blocking his hip. All right, let me do on the other side, please, Mark. So look, as I was here, so look, don't do to the point that your elbow come in. Yes. All right, make sure as you here, boom, I'm blocking. Look, my elbow is still out. So I kind of stretch Marcos' leg a little bit. If you cannot hook, you don't have to, right? But it's a good way to do so. You kind of make the person open the leg a little bit. Just want you guys focus on this elbow. As I'm going, look, my elbow doesn't come in like this. My elbow is stick here. All right, if Marcos somehow try to climb up, Marcos, I go back and then do it again. Okay, so now, turn Marcos, please. So now, everyone, when I'm here, my elbow is out, so Marcos is not hugging my head. We're going to do next hugging the head. So now, I feel it's really hard for me to dig this knee inside without catching. Right? So I'm going to catch with your heel. You're going to place his foot on top of your knee. Do not lock over here yet. Keep this heel here. Now, toes, balls of your feet on the mat. This hand cover the knee. Hip in. Turn all the way. And then from here, we finish right on the half guard. All right? So now, Marcos is going to hug my head. Yes. Okay? So if Marcos hugging my head over here, I got to see which way I'm going to get out. All right? So if I'm going to get out towards my right, my left arm is the one that is blocking. Okay? So I cannot turn in towards my left side. Why? Because Marcos is putting shoulder pressure on me. Okay? He's on my hip. He's still on my hip. Okay, I don't want him up. But here. And also if he's up like this, he can apply shoulder pressure. Does that make sense? So go down, Marcos. So here. Boom. Keep him there. So now, everybody, I cannot look towards this side, but I can look this side. If he had frames on me, whatever, clear that. Well, don't open your elbow, otherwise he's going to get an underhook. Yes. So that's why, look, elbow tuck. If you start trying to get an underhook, try to get an underhook box, so bump him. Do you guys see that? That bump make him keep his hands on the mat. All right? Okay? Make him keep every time he's looking for the underhook again. Boom, bump. All right? Keep him there. If you start hooking my legs again, Boom. Start clear that. Boom, boom. Go back. Boom. And then now I can go towards you guys. Why? Because there's nothing blocking me. Different to this side. So now from here, one, boom, look. If the person allows you to get that in, get that in. If not, look, he's pressure, he's pinching me. Remember, my left elbow is out. Catch, hook. Throw the hook. Pinch this knee to you. Balls of your feet. Get this elbow in. Now, hip escape, turn to your partner. Throw your partner. He's going to set back. Then you can get a good half guard right in here. Okay? So, this is a really good one. All right? But it's a lot of momentum. As you guys saw from that bridge, I'm not allowing Marcos from getting that underhook. Okay? I make it harder for him. He got to pose that hand on the mat. Because if he doesn't, his forehead's going to go straight on the mat. Maybe he can start to lose balance. Okay? Again, the forearm. This forearm over here. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Pay attention to my forearm. Can you stand up a little? Yeah, stay. So when I go, look, my forearm stay out. Don't get your forearm here. Just go go to the ass mouth, Marcos. Look, this. You guys can see it? If my arm was here, look. All right, go back, Marcos. So from here, go for the ass mount, Marcos. Look, I make it harder for him. Boom. I can reset because I'm kind of making a wall towards this side so he cannot go around me. Definitely do not use your hand. Boom. Don't do that. All right. So make sure that forearm blocking the person's hip to go around you. Okay? And remember, all those concepts, focus on that hook, the person hooking your leg. That's going to prevent you from bump. That's going to prevent you from move to your side. That's going to prevent you from hip escape. So you got to make sure we clear those hooks. We clear that figure four if that person have trap in your hip. We got to clear that before we're looking for to those escapes. So now everybody, we're going to connect two escapes together, two escapes combined. What I want you guys should see with that, it's how do we need to do one thing to guide us to the other, how we got to connect things so that make our life easier and our escapes easier, all right? The action and reaction. We cannot, again, have a tunnel vision, always focusing on one thing. We got to try to connect things, okay? So Marcos mount on me, all right? Imagine he start come up on me, he start climb up. I wiggle, I get here. All right? So now his hands are on the mat. Let's imagine that maybe he start working on my hands with his hand, something like that. Yeah, as I bump. So every time I bump over here, I'm going to induce him to go for a different escape. So he's going to think, I want to go for the UPA escape. So I'm going to reach, pinch his arm over here. So again, every time you reach, make sure your opposite hand stays on the hip. I don't want to reach with this one because look, it's really bad. I get arm bar, I'll get whatever. So keep this here, but keep the person on your hip. Right now, I won't deal with the hooks. If Marcos had the hooks over here, I wouldn't deal with them right now. I don't have to, I'm not getting out yet. So now, this hand, I'm going to find the band of his elbow over here. Okay? Why? I want to bend Marcos' elbow. If you start, climb up, Marcos. If I need extra help, I use it. If he start, we'll use his hands to work on my hands or whatever. Bump. Yeah, as you guys see, he got a pose. Right? So now I'm going to find this. Use your head. I cannot bend his arm only with my hand. So use your head. Pull. Now catch over here. All right. If Marcos start climb up, Marcos. Wiggle, go away. And every time he's on your hip, bump the purse a little bit. Okay? Now, so you guys got it? What I'm doing on his hand over here. What I'm doing on his arms over here. So from here, okay, if you start hooking my legs, All right, I gotta clear the opposite one. So this one, I gotta keep it clean. Now I want him to hook my leg. If he hooked this one, the same time I'm controlling his arm, that's perfect for me. Okay, so turn this, please. So you're in this position. Here, lock. So this arm, this leg, I'm sorry, gotta be inside. I don't want Marcos to hook this one. Upa escape. Every time I'm doing the upa, I don't bridge straight to the side. We bridge first, straight ahead. Why? So he posts, he still have his arm. He can still post with that arm. I want him to place his weight on his other arm, and then when he carry all his weight on the arm, he's not going to be able to cross his arm that way. If I go straight up, sideways, look, he's just going to cross his arm, bump. All right? If I'm here, I bump him straight first. Look where his weight is. There. Now all his weight is on that arm. And then after that, I can bump and roll Marcos this way. Make sure you control the biceps. Right? For posture. Okay? So, I like this position a lot because I like to call it the white belt escape. You know, and it is. I'm a very big believer about the fundamentals. But for the fundamentals work, we got to work all those steps that we worked before. All right? Oh, that's too easy. It is if you're able to put everything together. All right? So now we're going to see from the upa escape the reaction that Marcos can give me, and then I can combine with other escapes. That's what is the ability of one to the other. If the first one doesn't work, because maybe he free his arm, but when he free his arm, what he's giving me? A lot of space. My hip is up. As I drop my hip, I'm going to create some more space, so I got to go for something else. Okay? Action and reaction. Okay? So, you're here, right? Remember, hip, block. So, clear that, everything. He's placing his hand on the mat, bump, reach with this one, the same side, glue your head, pull, grab it. Right? Now look, as I'm bumping Marcos, he's going to free his hand. So as I'm bumping, one, bump, here. But now everybody, look at this. Should have the hook. Before I drop, I got to clean the hook and pounding my leg back in. So 1, 2. Look at my elbow. You guys remember? Very quick transition. But I got to focus on all those switching to make it work. So now look, I'm sideways. Try to go to my back, Marcos. He can't. Boom. He opens space. Now I turn and get in a half guard. Okay? So one more time. Look. I'm going to try to do it slower this time. So from here, all right, I'm able to get that. I clear the hooks, everything. Now I'm bumping him. I'm catching his arm. Clip, grab it, keep it. Use your head as well. As I'm trying to go for the upa escape, Marcos free that hand. Boom. Look at my hip. Up. All right, somehow Marcos is quicker than me. He brings himself back and hook my both legs again. But now I got to clear that again. And then keep going. You guys see, I got to keep moving. Not just, oh, he defended. Right, why I'm going to stop? I got to keep trying to get out. Okay, so one to the other. So from here, I push, I block, I trap his arm, get it tight. All right, now I'm going to bump Marcos. Free his arm. From here to here, immediately. Kick. Look at my hip already. Looking already towards you guys. He's going to saddle. Block. Place that on top. Don't lock. Tuck your heel. Elbow in. All right, he's going to try pressure. If he pressure me up, that's even better. Well, because he's taking his weight out of his hips and putting them on his arms by driving forward. So that's gonna make it easier for me to trap his legs better. All right? So as you guys saw, how we went from one to the other. That's the ability we need. That's what we need to get out from that. And always, you guys saw, I'm worrying about my neck. I'm not turning too much. I'm not giving my arms that much. I'm always concerned about that. Every time he locked my legs, I reset. I clean them back. I go again. I move. That's the relentless we got to have. We got to keep that movement, right? We got to keep that rhythm. One to the other, defend, go again, stay safe, neutral position. That's really, really important. That's what makes difficult for the person on top. Maybe the person on top is going to start opening up. Oh, it's not working. I got to go for something else. Maybe they give you something. Maybe they give you the escape. They give more space because they want to tap you. They got to try to go for better positions. By doing that, they're going to open up. All right? So focus on that. Okay?